Good long cut.
What's going on, Benchers? Welcome back to another action-packed episode where we have a lot to go over. We're doing Champions League. We're doing Premier League prediction. We're doing Clásico. We're doing Serie A. We're doing Luigi. That's what we're doing. But before we get into all that, you have to know who we are, right? We have to let you guys know who we are, where to find us, all that good stuff. I'm one of your hosts, Eric, the Instigator. I got Nick.
Yes, sir. That's my
And
name.
Marco, the Interrupter. And I always try setting him up for him to interrupt me, but he never takes the opportunity. So maybe I think we should get rid of that name for him because he's not really interrupting anymore.
And Marco the.
No, that's I don't know.
There's more things you can call me than.
I mean, Marco the Troll because he trolls everybody.
Chill, bro. I don't think somebody has that nickname.
There was a stat troll.
Oh, that's it. Okay, all right, just troll.
You
see, but I don't troll. I don't troll here.
Ain't no right. You don't. You're right. That's
something that Nick does.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we need to check and readjust because Marco's his habits are changing. It looks like.
Yeah. I mean, it's 4 seasons. Of course, I'm gonna have to stop interrupting people, or maybe I don't. It's a habit that you just can't lose that easily.
Like this wasn't coming, obviously. So, if you have any suggestions, let us know. Because you know what, I think it's always a good time to check and readjust to see what the people think of us, right?
Of course.
If I still instigate or not. So I'm always down to change. But we have to let you know where to give us a listen, right? Nick, where can they hear our content?
You can hear our content on all podcast platforms on Benchwarmers FC.
And that's it. That's it, right? And if we're not on whatever platform you listen to us on or try to listen to us on, let us know, and we'll do our very best to get on there. Leave us a review, a comment, please. We really appreciate that. It definitely helps us out with the exposure and getting out there more and having more voices join the bench. So we really appreciate any support that you guys give us. Thank you for everything. Marco, where can they give us a like, give us a subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff?
You can watch us on YouTube at Benchwarmers FC TV.
Okay, and when you want to watch our halftime lives, when we do go live, or
when we do go live, we go live on IG at Benchwarmers FC1. But not only there, we also are on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook, also at Benchwarmers FC1.
Beautiful. Twitch
at Benchwarmers FC.
Okay, and email.
Bench at benchwarmersfc.com.
That's for the spam. So if you're here for spam, that's for you right there because that's all we get there. But I think we're almost ready to kind of kick it off, but we have to shout out first John, aka Gat. I actually had a full-on conversation with him throughout the United game, so it was pretty cool to get his perspective. And I know he's a very, very dedicated listener. He's always talking to me about the points that he made. So
shout out to Gat.
Thank you for listening and supporting, and Ian as well for tweeting at us, wanting to know where we're going to watch the big matchup this weekend of United versus Liverpool. Still don't know yet. We're debating if we're going to stream that, maybe go to Derby Road, or if maybe this guy wants to stick with his Liverpool friends and just kind of watch it amongst themselves.
Well, the Smug is the ghost now, so.
Well, as long as the Smug's not there, I'm in there.
You really can't watch a game with him.
I'd watch this game with him. I can't watch like Liverpool versus fucking Norwich because then every goal is gonna be like the best goal that ever happened to God.
Milner.
Milner can score, and Milner scored penalty, and then it's gonna be the best goal.
He'll be like, "Did you see that technique on his run up?" And then the way he looks at the goalie to see if he's going one way or the other, and he just hits it.
The fact that he said that what was it, Lovren, one of the best defenders.
Wait, he said that?
Yes. See,
that says a lot. Right
I mean, look. I hate talking about him when he's not here, but
but
at the same time, I love doing it because
he's not here.
But if he's listening, which I don't think he does because we've mentioned him a couple of times here and he hasn't brought it up to me. So maybe if he does listen to this podcast, get your ass over here so you can come defend yourself. Brilliant. So without further ado, we'll let you know where we do watch that game if you do go anywhere. But most likely either Derby Road or we're going to just, watch it in our pajamas. What time is that game at?
11:30.
Is it too late to be in your pajamas at that time already?
It's never too late to be in pajamas. But also right before that, half an hour before that, 45 minutes before that is a Clásico.
Which we'll talk about that as well. Mm-hmm. So a lot of action happening this weekend. A lot of action that happened this week with Champions League, Europa League, and Europa Conference League. Spurs lost. But we won't get into those Europa games. We'll get into the Champions League games. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's take it off. All right. So the first game we have here is, and I wanna kick it off with this game because it was spicy. And when you think of spicy and just like hot, like just fucking
like me yesterday.
Like you yesterday. What do you mean?
How your stomach, by the way?
Oh my god,
it was terrible.
First of all, can you give the listeners an idea as to what we're talking about right now? Give us story
Yes,
time.
absolutely. So yesterday, about a week ago, myself and 2 other friends, we decided to tell our teacher that we wanted to try the Carolina Reaper at school at 7:30 in the morning. And so the teacher, he kept forgetting to bring them in. And then he was supposed to bring them in Monday. He forgot, so he brought them in yesterday, Wednesday. And so at 7:30 in the morning, we take a Carolina Reaper, both of us each. And it was a full, I'd like to say, 10-hour experience.
All right, so let's start off with how big is a Carolina Reaper?
Is that right?
Nah, mine was probably like that.
So almost like an inch.
Okay. Was it dried up?
Yeah, it just looked ruthless.
And
so
was it like a dark color?
Did you think
it was just like a normal red?
Eat almost all of it, or just half?
No, it was all of it. Ooh, so I was just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We all took the whole bite. I was pacing down those school hallways. My other friend was going to the bathroom, like throwing up, and my other friend was just stood over a garbage can, just drooling milk.
What did your teacher say?
Nothing, because he's like, I told you, he's like a big spice guy. Like he ate 1 habanero for 25 days straight until he felt nothing. Yeah. So this guy he puts Carolina Reapers at times in his breakfast sandwiches. So he's a real deal.
Did anybody at all, any other teacher say, what the fuck is going on with you guys?
Well, so my next period I had gym.
Oh, nice, you sorted it out.
No, and then I had like I had the meanest stomach ache. So I was in the bathroom like a good 40 minutes of the class. And the reason why there was no toilet paper in that bathroom because of me. So that was terrible. And then during like study hall and lunch, I went to the bathroom like 3 times as well. So I probably went to the bathroom like 6 times during the school. And then I got home.
Little shit.
I ate something, and then I had the worst stomach ache I've ever had, I think. And I would go to the bathroom and just start going like this.
Yeah, you throw it up.
I threw up about like probably this much of throw up.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Of everything. And it was so bad that when I threw up, I felt a spice from the seeds in the back of my throat.
When you ate the chili, did you chew on it or did you just swallow it?
No, I chewed on it. I chewed on it. I kept it on my tongue. And because it's better to keep it on your tongue than swallowing it, I'm like, it's no challenge without swallowing it. So I swallow it, and that's just where it's...
I mean, kudos to you for doing it, but...
Why kudos? Why do that?
He wanted it.
Did you not? You took a shot of hot sauce here.
That was way worse.
I know that was way worse. That's what I'm saying. Wait, what? Shot of hot sauce?
The shot is hot. They just taste so bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's more. There's
like
more
the
involved.
The overall, like the Reaper is just pain.
Yeah. You're just
pure
suffering.
Pain.
You're just suffering at that point.
Pure pain, but do it once a lifetime. Probably never again. So
I mean, look.
Eric has done shots. He's done the little seats to the eye.
I've done it all. I've been through a lot of shit, bro. I belong on Jackass. They just haven't seen my shit yet. It hasn't happened on video, so it's unfortunate they haven't seen me. That I'd be on the big extreme by now. Trust me. I actually did make a Jackass video once.
I think we've all had our Jackass phase.
Yeah, right. They just run into each other with stupid ass shit, but whatever. All right, so let's get into this game. We were talking about spiciness, right? I'm completely off the rails there. Thanks for story time. Appreciate that.
No problem.
We were talking about just the pain, right? That's when you think of spicy, you think of pain, and just who's giving you that pain, who's kicking you. That's Atletico players kicking you left and right. And that's Diego Simeone just running off the pitch like a little sour girl, running away off the field.
I love
that
Simeone.
Game was awesome. One of I don't know. I think there's like a rivalry between Klopp and Simeone that we just. I feel like they hate each other.
They do. They absolutely do.
Right, but all right. So before we get into this game, let's quick overview. They won. Liverpool won 3-2. This game was filled with goals. Obviously, a brace from Salah, a brace from Griezmann, red cards, penalties, controversial no calls or calls, however you want to look at it.
And then the ending.
Yeah, and then the ending where
Klopp got aired and Simeone runs off.
Simeone runs off, yeah, with his toe between his legs, and they face each other again next week. So it's gonna be interesting.
Next week?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, Champions League next week.
Jesus. Nah. Like next week?
Champions League before.
But do they face Atletico or is it?
I'm pretty sure you got. Oh, actually, I don't know if it's Atletico.
I think it might be Porto.
Champions League next week.
No, Carabao Cup is next week.
Oh,
because Liverpool have Preston next week, I remember.
Shit, I think it would be easier if I just went to Champions League and just pushed on the button there.
There you go. So, Nick, talking about this game, I know you guys start off on a hot foot, but then Atletico creeps up. How were you nervous? You guys were at home this game, right?
No, away.
Oh, you were away. That's right.
Away.
Damn, you guys are at the away crowd. Did you feel like Atletico were gonna come back and actually get something out of this game, or were you so confident in the way that you guys are performing?
So going into this game, I was kind of like relaxed about it because first of all, I want to set this. I'm not really worried about Champions League group stage games as much as it's just like it's obviously a high stake game, not a high stake, but it's a high pressure game. So it's obviously gonna be a good ass game. But going into this game, I was like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Well, obviously the game kicks off, and like it's one of the best starts I've seen from Liverpool away against a Spanish team, because normally Liverpool have a pretty poor record away at Spain. They lost 3-0 against Barcelona in 2019, and then lost 3-1 against Madrid last season, and also lost 1-0 against Atletico when they came back at Anfield the following game. So Liverpool's record away at Spain is not good at all. So the start,
it's Atletico on top of that.
They're defending champions, and I remember seeing a stat after the game that Atletico have never lost at home by they've never conceded 3 goals at home.
Oh, I think
in the Champions League.
That, yeah. Oh, yeah. They didn't concede. Oh, at home in the Champions League.
They've never conceded 3. So the start from Liverpool is crazy, especially considering the opposition. So the likes of Trent, Keita, and Salah, that right side right now is ridiculous. So Salah obviously scores a goal, the first goal, and then Keita scores about like 5 minutes later, and I'm just like, I'm relaxed because I think Henderson at the 6th position is really good. But then throughout this game, you can also see why at times he can be a hindrance, because at times you would see him a lot further up the pitch than a normal 6 like Fabinho or Casemiro or someone else as a normal 6 would be sat back in front of the back 4. So as soon as like probably 5 minutes after Keita's screamer scores, Nabila, Liverpool just lose the whole control of the game. And it's just both goals that they scored was really on Keita, because the first goal that they scored, it was off a corner kick. They passed it to Lamar, and Lamar just does a easy feint down the line and just fizzes it across. Griezmann scores, and then a couple minutes later, Keita gets like absolutely destroyed by Joao Felix on the left wing space. Joao Felix just had like some little cut in, passes it to Griezmann, and Van Dijk is like kind of asleep. The thing with Van Dijk's weakness is at times that like he's like the best defender in the world, I think, but when he's moved out onto the right side, he gets like he's not as good. Like you really see his weakness when he's moved from the left side onto the right side. A lot of the goals that Liverpool concede at times with Van Dijk at fault is because he's transitioned into the right side, not the left side. So Van Dijk fell asleep on that Griezmann goal, and then at halftime I was like, yeah, we're losing. We're losing, because I just felt like from the last home game with Atletico, when Marcos Llorente scored those 2 goals, Liverpool were 2-0 up as well. And then Atletico literally made it 2-2 in a span of 10 minutes in that home game. And I was like, yeah, we're losing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch the second game. I mean, the second half, sorry. But I did see a lot of stuff and a lot of highlights. And, I mean, the Salah penalty, me personally, I think it was a penalty just because he pushed Jota in the back and also kind of put his legs into Jota's legs, and Jota fell. Now, I want to see, do you guys think Atletico's penalty was a penalty or no?
So I was just talking to Edgar about this because I was like, what do you think? He said, that's not a penalty, dive. I'm like, yeah, dive, right. And I kind of used his logic against that he gave me once against him, where you see Jota throw his shoulder into it. Like, you can see him do that. And he's behind him. So if the player dove and took advantage of that, that's not his fault. That's Jota's fault. So the way I saw this was, whichever way the ref called it, I thought he would have stuck with it. If he would have said no pen, would have been no pen. If he would have called pen, he called pen. I think he called the pen and he overturned it, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So I'm kind of surprised he did that, but at the same time I'm kind of happy he didn't. He did do that, because if it were up to me, I take diving out of the game completely. But I mean, it's never gonna happen that way.
Yeah, for myself, it wasn't a penalty, but if someone says a pen because of something, I was like, all right, whatever. It's obviously your opinion. What do you think, Marco?
I think that I didn't watch the game, so I don't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't watched that, but
No, this one I couldn't watch.
that's fine.
So it was a hard one for me to watch. And I am upset because you guys are saying so many good things that happened in this one game that I am upset that I wasn't able to catch it.
And also, like on Twitter, I've seen a lot of like Liverpool journalists like criticizing Naby Keita. Like I will give like he was very poor in both goals because individually he lost his 1v1 battle against Lamar and Joao Felix. Which, by the way, Joao Felix is a ridiculous player. He's just playing under obviously under the wrong setup and system. But I just feel like a lot of reporters and journalists were kind of like bombing on Keita because of his mistakes, while Milner and Henderson was like probably equally as worse in the collapse that led to the equalizing goals 2-2.
Well, that can be a very political conversation and a difficult conversation to have, but we probably won't get into that now. Maybe it's sometime in the future, but yeah, I mean that's the media for you. English media is horrendous, especially when it comes to the players in the Prem. But yeah, that game was phenomenal. Simeone ran off the pitch. Klopp left his hand dangling out there in the wind, waiting for a proper handshake that he never got. Nick,
some say he's still waiting.
Some say he's still waiting. Some say Simeone's still running. Nick, I mean, it's not much to kind of. Obviously, it's just more drama that led out of this game. But what did Klopp say anything about that? I haven't read up on anything. Did he mention it? Was it brought up in the interviews?
So the interview you just mentioned. So this reporter tried like getting, you know how the reporters try to get something out of the players.
I mean, that's perfect.
Exactly right. So like the reporter was like, "Why are you mad at Simeone?" or something along those lines. And then Klopp was like, "Oh, I was never mad at him. You always try to put words in my mouth, you guys." So he hates reporters. You know how like when he like apparently moans about like schedules and fixtures and whatnot and timing. So the reporter asked one of those questions, and Klopp just got heated and he left because about like Klopp was getting mad at Simeone or the reporter, and Klopp just darted off.
I mean, I think the reporter still won.
Yeah, probably because he got the clicks.
He got the clicks. He got him pissed off. Exactly. Yeah, he got the reaction.
He definitely got a raise.
Not the one that he wanted from the question he asked, but he got one. So
he got a reaction.
It's a win for him.
But like Simeone and Klopp and Liverpool Atletico is like undefeated. Like when Atletico won their home game in 2020, I remember Van Dijk and Robertson was like, "Yeah, this game means nothing. We're winning at Anfield." They play at Anfield, they lose. And then when Atletico won at Anfield, all you see is Simeone just running down everywhere. Like Klopp is so salty. And like Morata and all the Atletico players were like shithousing. And then this game, where it's just like Klopp tries to handshake the guy, Simeone just darts off. I'm like, yo, what the hell? That's mad funny.
Yeah.
I think karma does.
And then the Griezmann red card is just like.
Yeah, I feel like karma comes and bites Simeone all the time.
Honestly, Atletico's antics when it comes to like referees, it's like it's top.
Oh,
like,
dude!
Like when they don't get a foul they want, it's literally like 10 Atletico players swarming the ref.
Man, it's. I hate that they do that, but
that's all Simeone as well.
It is. Oh, dude, it is. I think Simeone's probably the worst coach to deal with as a ref, and I hate that they get so much leeway, but it works for them, and I think it actually does. I mean, I don't think it does. You see it happen when they start calling for fouls, they start getting the fouls that they want. So, Griezmann got a red card, deserved. Oh, you haven't seen it. Deserved. I think it was deserved.
Oh, I think it was deserved. It's just this. He obviously didn't mean it, but it was just a high, really, 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 really high foot.
And I want to emphasize this, and I feel like people, there's like a weird like myth or idea about like fouls that they have to be on purpose for it to be a foul. Like, no, fouls can be completely incidental where you do not mean to even touch the player. But if you're endangering the other player, that is, I'm pretty sure in the law of the game as well, it's a red card.
How high did his foot go?
Oh, it was pretty much.
To his shoulder? Oh,
yeah, it was his face.
Okay.
So it's a plain red card. The fact that they're not even trying to say it wasn't is just like, come on. I get that he was looking at the ball and you could see that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's unintentional or intentional. You endangered the other player, which he did in this case, Firmino, and got sent off. And that's pretty much where I think the game turned really, really like just like it went from dirty to dirtier after that. And then that's when the controversial call happened, the penalty for Atletico that was overturned. Great game overall. Do they play again?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play. So the Champions League returns November 2nd.
Okay, November 2nd. So in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Okay, so that's gonna be interesting to see. I want to see how Liverpool are gonna receive Atletico in that stadium in Anfield. They're gonna boo the shit.
Suarez is gonna start as well.
Oh,
Because Griezmann got a red card, so he's gonna start.
Oh, this is gonna be one for the ages. Next, we got PSG versus RB Leipzig. 3-2 as well. Messi, Mbappe connection.
That's such a weird connection.
I mean, it was though. I think the goal and that score was on Mbappe.
Yeah, it's just like coming into like when Messi was coming out. I thought Messi and like Neymar would have like the connection, but it's Messi and Mbappe. And Mbappe wants to go to Messi's ex-rival Madrid, so it's kind of like it's pretty interesting to see how they connect.
I'm happy to see that they're not letting whatever drama happened early on kind of like affect them. Now they seem like they're getting things together. I just want to see Neymar plug into that team and just see how explosive that can actually get. But I've been hearing a couple of things I've read a couple articles and a couple of suggestions that Neymar is actually hindering what could be a better front three, because with all three of them there, it doesn't allow Mbappe to be as creative or Messi to be as creative.
It's true.
So if you take him out, or if you take one of the other two out, it allows them to be more expressive of the way they play. So I don't know. How do you guys view that? Do you think it's Neymar is the issue, or do you think it's having those three players specifically?
No, I'm not gonna put it on Neymar. I think it's having them three. Because I mean,
unbalanced.
It's unbalanced. It's I feel like most if I had to pinpoint on one specifically, I might say it's Mbappe. Ooh. For the reason that Mbappe has gotten used to playing on the wing, playing that right wing position, and now that you throw him in the striker, I personally think he might feel a little more stuck into one spot and not being able to have that freedom that he used to have. Which because he's not a striker, or he maybe he started as one, but then because he transitioned over to the right wing, he knows how to play that position a lot better. Yeah. So I think that is what's hindering the three connection. I think if somebody moved, let's say, just for shits and giggles, Messi went to like a cam role and have somebody else as a striker and put Mbappe as the winger, maybe that might change a little bit the dynamic. And maybe that's how they can play a little bit better. But I think, in my opinion, I think it's Mbappe's position that's hindering their growth as a team.
Okay, Nick, do you think? So what do you think? Do you think Neymar or is having? Let me ask you about this. Actually, you think it's the players or you think it's the coaching?
Damn, what a question. I don't want to say both because it's just kind of like whack. I feel like
obviously it's both, but one has to be outdoing the other. So if it's the players that just don't belong together, do you just take them apart and just ship them all out, or is the coach that can't get the best out of them?
I think it's the coaching, because with Tuchel and Unai Emery, Neymar and Mbappe were clicking, and now they're not clicking.
But you also now they have Messi.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to put him in, and you can't leave one of them three out. Unless they're injured, you can't leave one of them three out. So what do you do?
But what would you?
And if you were a coach, what would you do?
But what do you think that would make your team stronger?
What, playing all three?
Like having Messi in your team now, and playing all three, as an attacking three, which is what I'm guessing the idea is, right? Or I don't know. If you're the coach, however you want to play, but do you think the coach is not getting the best out of them, or is the players themselves are holding themselves back from what could be, one of the best front threes that we could see in a long time?
I feel like with Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, they're top players. So I'd hope they'd put their egos aside and just click and connect. So I'd probably say it's the coaching's fault, just because I just said Neymar and Mbappe were clicking before. And now I agree with literally every single word that Marco said on Mbappe, because he doesn't have that freedom out as striker. Like, he doesn't want to start poaching. I mean, that's not his game. Every time, like in 2018 in the World Cup, we saw Mbappe darting off the left, doing body things, doing run.
Argentina,
exactly. Exactly. So Mbappe's position is definitely not a number 9. So I'd pinpoint it on Pochettino.
I mean, of course, none of us is the coach of that team, but what would you say if Pochettino comes out this weekend, let's say just random, and has Messi as a cam, Mbappe on the right, if Neymar was available on the left, and as a striker, Icardi?
Mm-hmm. What would I say?
You think that would work? You think Messi leaving that right wing position and coming in as a cam, like I think he used to be able to do, would that hinder Messi now?
Wait, or do we know why Neymar wasn't playing this game?
He's injured, groin.
Is he back for this weekend? Do we know?
I don't know.
I
I just
doubt
know he
it.
had a groin pain that someone.
Well, I'm interested to see how they line up this weekend
Okay.
with or without Neymar, especially against Marseille because this is a big game, and Marseille are in good form. So I want to see how they line up, and I can't. For this game, I'm gonna focus more on what's happening on the field, not so much as like what's the score line, because I want to see how they play as a unit, as a team. What's the tactics behind this?
Also, what
I
media
don't
says.
really know. I don't watch them as much, so that's gonna be my focus for this game. But yeah, I'll give my judgment after I watch them play.
All right, we'll talk about it on Monday then.
I just really want to see Poch implement that back three once Ramos comes back. I just want to see how like everything
Ramos
works.
has been out for a while.
Yeah, but if they do go back three, it'll be interesting seeing like that front three working in a back three, because we see like Chelsea playing a back three of like Lukaku, Havertz, Werner, and Mount, and it's kind of like industrial almost. But Neymar, Mbappe, Messi is just one of the most free flowing, freedom attacks, probably the most attack in the world. So in that back three system, it'd just be fun to watch.
Yeah,
to be honest,
they have quality defenders too. So
Yeah.
they have quality all over that pitch. So
Mm-hmm.
it's I mean, who knows? Maybe it is Poch, but we shall see. The only the future can tell, right?
Yep.
Next game we have again, we're not going over every single game, more of the games that really caught our eyes, and this one come our eyes for the wrong reasons, which was Ajax versus Borussia. Because as everybody knows, especially Nick, because he probably is annoyed with me by now. I send him so many fucking Haaland videos. Like I fucking love Haaland. Haaland.
He's golden.
I'm such a big fan of him. He's arguably one of my favorite players at the moment. I don't know why. I just everything, the way he plays.
He has more goals than games played right now.
Yeah. He's fucking on fire. But I mean, another player that's on fire that kind of like is below the radar, and he has 6 goals in 3 games in the Champions League. Had a Hattie in this game.
Haller he got his big move from Frankfurt to West Ham. Didn't work out at all. And then we kind of see like when players from foreign leagues go into the Premier League, they just kind of, I guess we consider them flops. And then we'll just be, they'll be shipped out to some team and they'll probably just do mediocre. I mean, this guy went to Ajax, and maybe at times you consider like the Eredivisie like a small league or whatever, and it's a low competition. But like this, he's doing it in the Champions League.
Yep.
So it's not like and it's against Dortmund as well.
Exactly.
And against one of the best.
Who else did Ajax play in the Champions so far? Mark, can you check that?
They played Besiktas on the first game. I know that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not Ajax. I keep thinking of Dortmund. Sorry.
Sporting and Besiktas.
Besiktas, okay. All right.
I mean, Sporting are
5-1 and 2-1.
Sporting are Portugal
2-0.
champions, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I mean, a player that's under the radar again. I forgot that he was at West Ham. I gotta sneeze. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, so pretty upsetting to see Borussia not get the result out of this one. Not seeing Haaland actually get on the score sheet, because I'm always just excited to see not if he scores, but how many goals he's gonna score, because you just know he's gonna score it. And in this game, he didn't. But congratulations to Ajax. They will always manage to find a great team, regardless. Even though they ship off all of their talents and for crazy amounts of money too, they are phenomenal organization, because the amount of talent that comes out through there is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. You give them 1 year, they'll come out with the Champions League winning, not Champions League winning, but contending team, and then they sell them out, give them another year, and they repeat the whole process all again. It's crazy with Ajax.
I have a question. Out of the pool of like De Ligt, De Jong, Ziyech, and like Van de Beek, who went to other clubs, who do you think had like the best? Who do you think has had the better like start to their new chapter, I guess?
Well, one, Van de Beek hasn't started it all, so I can't say him.
Yeah.
So he's last in the totem pole. Ziyech, same thing. He barely even plays. He does have Champions League under his belt, though. So you could give him that. Did he play that game?
No. He played against Atletico in the second. Like he scored, actually, but yeah.
I think because he has, if I could be wrong, but I think he has 1 or 2 domestic champions.
And he was actually injured, I think, for a long time in the one. But yeah, I mean, the best start, oh man, that's hard to say, because if you say De Jong, look at where Barca are right now.
And I think while he's there, I think they've only won 1 league. But I could be wrong.
But, I would say De Jong, because you could honestly say that he makes that team better.
That's true.
Without him, they'd be worse.
Without a doubt.
if you can't say the same about ZH or
Van de Beek and
oh yeah.
I mean De Jong also chips in with goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, De Jong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he'd probably be the one that has a better start over those guys.
What are the other 4? Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, I got something stuck in my throat right now.
I can hear it.
Okay. The other game. Oh my god, I can't talk right now.
Water?
Yeah, need some water. Oh, thank you. Give me a second.
Damn, bro. Went from a sneeze
Quick
to
intermission.
a long ass fucking cough.
Oh. Give it another. Okay. Next we had here was Barca versus Dynamo Kiev. And more so just to kind of give Piqué his credit,
Yeah.
even though we're not his biggest fans here.
Nope. I hate
He
him.
did tie Roberto Carlos
With
with
a passion.
the most Champions League goals as a defender with 16.
Right.
They won 1-0. I can't talk, bro. Take over me.
All right, 1-0 Barca over Kiev. Piqué on the score sheet. What do you think, Marco? Thoughts on Piqué? All right, all right. We can talk about the game, but what are your overall thoughts on Piqué and his overall career and his rivalry against Madrid?
As on the field, I think he deserves a lot of credit, even though I hate the guy. When he's on a microphone, that's what I hate him the most. or sometimes I don't want to say antics because he doesn't have like that bad of like on field antics. But he's so for lack of better words, crier. He cries a lot on the field. He's always whining about something when he's on the mic. So that maybe that's why I hate him. But when it's on the field, the guy has done his shit, and you have to give him kudos for what he has been able to do. Plus, he's an extremely smart guy. So even on his off time, I believe he flies out to here, or he used to fly out to the United States to go do, I think, Yale or Harvard to take economy classes and business classes.
So, all right. Thanks. That's I actually did say it for her. That's pretty cool.
Tying Roberto Carlos.
Tying Roberto Carlos. No,
Yeah.
he's doing it. So, credit to Piqué. We don't like you, but we have to give you credit for that anyway. Now, one of the most controversial games, not because of what happened on the field, but just dividing fan base and opinion. I don't know how it's dividing opinion, honestly, but I guess it is the United versus Atalanta game. And the 3-2 United's way. Which, if you're a United fan, like, shit, I fucking won this game. But if you're a United fan, you're like, oh shit, I fucking won this game? Ollie's still here?
Yeah, Marco, you have to put in the clip of Thanos. I've won.
Yes.
But at what cost?
Yeah. But
I'm trying to find it.
So if you didn't watch the game, just gonna give you some insight. The game started off this is literally, if you watched one of our previous episodes with the EPL Boys podcast, Matt said it. There's no tactics, just vibes. And that is literally what you saw there. And the fact that Ollie, again, went with the Mick-Fred combo at defensive mid, it just proves that he does not know what the hell to do with this team that's full of stars. First half, 2-0 Atalanta's way. It did not look like it was going to turn around for United whatsoever. Did you guys think that they were going to muster up a 3-2 victory going into the second half?
No.
And
but once Rashford scored, I was like, yeah, they're not losing this.
I actually texted Gat that, John. Once he scored that first goal, I'm like, oh, you guys won. It's over.
It was also so early as well. It was
So-
like the 55th minute when Rashford scored.
Well, what was going through your mind when first half started? You're like, you started seeing the game changing already from the first minute. You know, to get that goal, was that your thought? Where you're like, oh, maybe I thought I can get something out of this, maybe not.
Yes, I did consider, like, okay, all right, well, there's a game going on here, and they're definitely not putting their hands down. That's my first thought. And second, I still felt that Atalanta still had a chance.
And they had a few opportunities.
They did have few opportunities, but what do we always say in pro clubs? If you don't score them, they'll score them for you. So
Yeah.
They just Zapata had a chance or two, I think, and he didn't take advantage of that. And of course, Maguire didn't take one. I saw for Maguire's goal, I think Ronaldo moved out of the way so the ball can actually make it all the way to Maguire, so he can just kind of like weirdly kick it into the goal.
Yeah.
And then who was it? Shaw, I believe, was the one that put in the goal, the header for Ronaldo. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's just another. We're just proving us that, like what Matt said, it's just full vibes and let's see what happens kind of game. There's no tactic, no nothing. So,
and Nick has said it before. I think everybody sees it now. This team purely and only thrives on individual brilliance.
Yeah,
and that has bailed Ollie out
time
and again. So let us know what your thoughts are. Are you Ollie in? Are you Ollie out?
I mean, arguably, I think here we're Ollie in just because we love to and not troll. And again, I think it benefits us all because it also allows us to have more conversations about them.
So look, I said this in chat between all of us when the players came on the second half and they got the result. That to me showed that they're fighting for their manager. Nobody comes out in the second half after 2-0, like, spanking. And
bro, they could do what Chelsea did to Mourinho. Put their hands down.
Exactly, and get him sacked. But they're not. Yeah. So they're fighting for the manager. So that's the only thing that I think is saving Ollie's job at the moment. The moment that the individual brilliance stops,
that's when we're going to have a problem. And I think we're getting close to that. Because I was gonna say we have to stop listening to media because all they do is infect us with certain ideas or make things bigger than they really are. Maybe it was just a small comment that they misworded or they didn't want to say that specifically, but that's how it came out. But at the same time, I feel like with those little hints about Rashford, about Sancho, about Pogba, and then the Oli situation, that I think all of them combined are we made too big, but it's small glimpses of
what's happening,
what's gonna eventually happen, which is the small brilliance of individual players are most likely not gonna start showing up.
They're gonna start like, why am I doing this anymore?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man, but is there, in your opinion, or how do you think Ollie can turn this ship around? He's at the wheel right now. How can you steady the bus right now? Because we said it here, and we personally, I thought Ollie was a good manager for United at the time. He got him above water, top 4. Now they gotta move on from that. How do you feel? Do you think that he's still the right man? What does he have to do to get this right?
I feel like first off, straight off the bat, I think he just has to find a consistent 11. Like he just keeps flip flopping. Or do I want to play Fred or McTominay, or do I want to play both? Do I want to play Matic?
I don't have an answer for that.
Sorry, that's Siri.
Something else I can help
I don't know why scared the living hell out of me,
I know you
bro.
jumped hard as hell.
Dude, oh my god.
Imagine that with your new laptop. Imagine that coming out of the blue.
I was like, wait, is the laptop answering Nick right now? Like, that is the
Apple also wants to have their opinion about the main game.
Everybody can come and share their voice. Even
Siri.
Apple, even Siri can come share her voice. All right, you can come share your voice too. Whatever your Droid thing is called.
So, like I mentioned, does he start McTominay or Fred or both? Pogba and Bruno, or Pogba or Bruno, or Cristiano and Greenwood, or Cristiano Sancho, or Cristiano Greenwood, or whatever. There's so many options for him. So I just feel like every single game you just see a different front three, and especially a different midfield.
Do you think he's trying to keep too many people happy? Except Van de Beek, because obviously him not, but everybody else.
I think there's definitely a case of that just because there's so many star players. And when you have so many star players, and I mean, there's a lot of players who are top, and they probably have an ego. So he has to keep that kind of at bay. So whether he has to play Sancho or Rashford or Pogba or Bruno, I can definitely see that.
All right. Well, Sancho was taken off early in this game too.
No, he came on.
No, he came on.
Oh, he came on. Yeah, sorry, he came on. Yeah, he at that point, he just threw the kitchen sink at it because there was no other way about it. They're, in my opinion, lucky to not concede because Atalanta should have exploited that once he threw all the attacking power in his arsenal. But
he threw on Pogba and Sancho.
That's what I'm saying.
He had one against defensively whatever kind of midfielder.
That's my point. Like he literally threw the kitchen sink. he doesn't have tactics.
I guess it paid off, but
It paid off, but that's not a tactic. It's a Hail Mary. It's that is purely relying on individual brilliance. Ronaldo, nobody else besides Ronaldo gets that header. Nobody.
that's true. I don't even think like not even that many players in the world.
Nobody gets that. Like his height, his timing of headers.
The way he floats when he jumps.
Nobody gets that. Nobody gets that. That's what Ronaldo has over everybody. Is just his pure athleticism, especially in the air for somebody of his build is. But he's got to figure it out. We shall see what happens because this weekend is a big matchup. We are gonna get into very, very shortly. So, any final thoughts on this game? Good to move on.
Good to move on.
There was some Champions League action. If you want to talk about Europa, let us know, and we'll have a side conversation with you.
Spurs lost today
Yeah,
in the
no.
Conference League.
Sorry, not sorry.
And we're not gonna decide by that before the year ends. Not before the season ends.
Oh, Roma lost today as well.
They did.
6 goals. I think Mourinho's trying to get the sack so he can come over to Newcastle.
Trying to get some more bread.
Yeah, for real. So let's get into two predictions for this weekend. The first one's going to be Arsenal versus Aston Villa. Arsenal are going to be home, so I'm wearing my Ajax shorts tonight. I should wear my Arsenal for prediction, but whatever. But Marco, I want to get your thoughts first. After the last performance against Crystal Palace, it was very, very demoralizing. A lot of people, you can honestly say, throughout this whole entire season so far, we've only had 45 minutes of good football, and that was against Spurs. Because the second half wasn't even our half either. So we've been very shaky, very rocky. We keep saying we've turned a corner, but it seems like we take a step forward and we take two steps
it's a
back.
wide corner. It's a wide corner. So it's like
a blind
corner
corner.
around. Yeah, it's a blind one. That one we can't see a little bit too far, and it's foggy too. So it's like we really can't see that far.
Okay, I got you. Okay, now I know where you're going with this. This weekend, do you think that the fog is just start disappearing a little bit, or do we turn the high beams on? How do we get out of this? How do we get out of this foggy, rainy, dark, blind corner?
Let's start off with if Saka plays, which he should be.
He did not practice with the team, I believe, today or yesterday.
Again, bro? No, not Saka.
Yeah.
Your throat.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. So this is based off of if Saka plays, I need him to be on the right. I'm okay with Pepe playing. If he plays on the left, perfectly fine. If not, please give Martinelli some chances. If you're gonna have Ismail Throw and Odegaard play together, I don't see them right now playing properly in that 10 and 8 position. Throw Smith Rowe to the left, give Odegaard that 10 role, and then have that Party and Zombie connection in the back.
I was gonna ask you
prefer that over, because right now I feel like sometimes, and as we saw in the last game, and you kept on mentioning it, Odegaard kind of like one was lost and two pushed a lot further up than he should have.
So you say Lokanga, Sambi.
Sure, I'll take a nanny.
That's what I say, because realistically, and this is, I don't want to talk too much about this because it sounds more like an Arsenal podcast.
Of course.
But Shaka I'm starting to see now that Shaka wasn't better because of Party. Party was better because of Shaka. Because Shaka was the tactically wise one, the positionally awareness. Like he knew where to stand on the pitch. He never went out of position. He knew where to be at all times. So that allowed Party to be that attack the ball, that box, that number 8 that he should be. That box to box, get the ball, But without Shaka, we don't really have that defensive midfielder. Maybe Maitland-Niles, maybe he could do it, but that true defensive midfielder, the only one that we really have is Elneny, because Sambi is gonna be Party replacement. That's what he is meant to do. That's the player he is. So, do you want to see Sambi? Or do you want Arteta to commit to these young boys, let them get the experience, or do we give it to the old guys?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say mixture of both. And if I had to choose this one, I'll take Elneny right now.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Elneny, but I think what he has been able to prove us in the past year or so, I think he's worth giving a shot. And now is the perfect time. So I think a combination of Party and Elneny wouldn't be that bad.
So we'll just see what happens. I mean, Elneny can definitely give Party more freedom to play his football. I am a little nervous about this game because Aston Villa have been getting the better of us recently.
Yes.
And the only thing that I am
Throw
hopeful on is
Martinez.
that not Griezmann.
Yeah.
Grealish is not there anymore, and without him, you can really see them struggling. When Diaz still hasn't really mixed into that squad yet. They've been conceding a lot more goals. They're not defensively sound like I think they were last year as much as they were last year, I guess you could say. But I think it all depends on how we approach this game. And I've been listening to a lot of different opinions on us, how we play and how we play and how we want to play. We want to play the possessive, break you down. Man City, Pep, tic tac. That's obviously what we want to do. But we don't have the. I don't know if we have the. I don't want to say we don't have the players. I feel more comfortable saying that we don't have the energy to do it for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So ours are more like a burst. Like instead of going hard for like the first 20, 30 minutes, and then they disappear all game. That's what I feel like. It feels like what happens. So they gotta
wake up in the second half.
Yeah, or
like
late in the
20,
game.
30 minutes,
Exactly.
yeah.
They gotta either sustain it for the full 90 or just spread them out throughout the game. Have a good burst in the beginning. Hold the ball down, calm the game down, then again attack, hold the ball down. If that's how we gotta play, that's how we gotta play. We can't play a game that doesn't suit our style. So it all depends how we come out this game. I think on paper we do have the better players. I think we do have the better coach. It's gonna be up to the players, and the reason why I say it's gonna be up to the players is because Aubameyang did do an interview and they kind of asked him like what happened, and he said he took one for the coach. He took one for him. He said the players, we scored him. We kind of just gave up. We kind of just like we put the handbrake. We stopped. So that's him taking the bullet for Arteta right there. So he says the players. I'm on board with that. I think we can win this game with the right mentality.
It's definitely doable. I can definitely see us winning it. It's just like you said, we definitely have to walk in with the proper mentality and the proper energy and know how to use our energy in certain situations.
I think again on paper, coach wise, I think we have the better of them. It's just how we execute.
Yep.
You have any thoughts on this game?
Aubameyang or Lacazette up top.
I think that's gonna happen.
Or double striker.
You saw?
No, I'm saying or.
Oh, I saw a couple 4-4-2 rumors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have they ever played like together? But like in the two striker, not like one on the left. No.
That'd
be pretty interesting.
They've only done the striker left wing, which I'd be okay with seeing that because I feel like when they're together on the pitch, there's a better chemistry. And Lacazette is just a fucking perfect, ping pong machine. That he just drops in, boom, 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 passes the ball out, and he's out. And that's Aubameyang fly, But I'd be curious to see a 4-4-2. But yeah. Results.
I'll do it 2-1. We win.
Can I go? I'd go 1-1.
I'm gonna go 2-0 clean sheet. I think we're gonna get our defensive rhythm back. Hopefully, knocking on wood. So that is the first game starting tomorrow on Friday is gonna be the kickoff for the game week. And then the other game that we have here, we're only gonna give really focus on these two games, and then we have our pick of the week, of course, because we have a lot of European action that we kind of want to quickly go over as well, which is the United versus Liverpool rivalry. We are going to see some goals, no doubt in my mind about this. I do not think it's gonna be a snooze fest, but Nick, you said it multiple times. Liverpool are gonna lose this game.
Yeah.
Why?
I just have this feeling that it's just like job on the line. Ole it's just this feeling. It's not really what I see from Liverpool tactically. I just have this feeling that United playing at home, maybe under the lights of Old Trafford. Rashford loves the game against Liverpool at home. I just feel like one of the goals is definitely gonna be Bruno picks the ball up around like maybe in his own half. He looks up. He's gonna ping the ball about like 40 yards. And it's going to be Robertson trying to play Rashford offside. And it's going to be just Rashford with the 1v1 on Allison. 2-1. Easy like that, bro. I'm telling you. I just have this feeling just all is just going to be so much.
Basing it off of, yeah, I know that'd be funny. If you're basing it off of your energy and what you're feeling, I do agree with you on the on it's going to be Man United's going to walk away with a result, but I don't think it's a win. I think it's a tie. But I also don't think it's going to be that small, which is like you said 2-1, right? I think it's going to be a 3-3.
Ooh.
I think there's going to be goals. I think we're going to see defensive upsets. And I think we're going to be on Monday, we'll be pointing fingers at certain defenders. Which ones? That's too far. I can see that far in advance. But in my eyes, how I see it, it's gonna be a 3-3. It's gonna be an entertaining game, but there's gonna be a lot of goals.
Well, every game that Liverpool have played away this season, they've scored a minimum 3 goals.
Well,
So, I don't know.
don't keep in mind, and I told Gat this earlier. Don't let Maguire's goal fool you.
Yeah, no.
Don't let that go fool you. He
When
let up
scored,
minimum 3-4 goals in the past 2 games.
When center back scores, it really doesn't mean anything, to be honest. It's just like it's whether
It's an extra goal. That
exactly.
it's just an
Like,
extra
but if
goal
you
that you
obviously if you're like Ramos and you score a lot of like goals at his defenders, like it's crazy. But if he scores like 2 goals a season, it's really not much, to be honest.
It's good. Don't be wrong. It's phenomenal, but
Yeah,
it's not
it
like
helps.
it's not. It doesn't speak for his defensive attributes, which is what he's there for.
correct.
And if you watch this game against Atalanta, the first goal, I have no idea what he's doing. He completely stepped back and just let the ball go completely in front of him. The second goal, he let the guy just walk over Shaw and he tried pushing him.
He tried dabbing.
He tried dabbing. So
Oh, I saw that shit was funny as well.
if we're talking about a Maguire who's in this current form, no Varane.
No Varane?
No,
He's still
I
hurt,
think
to
so.
my understanding. Are United who are very rocky and are strictly just relying on, again, individual brilliance. I see Salah and Mane and that attacking just having a field day. I think so, man. I think this is gonna be the there were already a booze apparently for Ollie at the game. So I think this is gonna be not the sending off game for him because I think he's gonna stick around for a while, which I hope.
So
But
are you following on my boat that he's out by the end of the season?
possibly, yeah,
Okay.
at the end of the season.
You know what's interesting as well? When Mourinho got sacked for United, the game he got sacked was because Klopp beat him. Now Klopp has, I guess, a chance of sacking Ole. So if Liverpool does win, it's maybe a decent chance that Ole does get the sack. Maybe.
Just strictly, there's the feeling that you have, and I had that feeling going against Crystal Palace, like, oh, this isn't gonna be our game, and you could see it's just a feeling that you have that is not going your way that day. And as much as I agree with you that this does, like, the stars are aligning for United just as much as the stars are aligning for Liverpool.
Correct.
All his back is against the wall. The players have fought for him through multiple times. They're gonna do it again. Liverpool are in crazy fucking form right now.
We're coming off a big win
Came off
against
a
Atletico.
huge win against Atletico Madrid away, and now they're gonna be traveling to United, where again are in a shambolic form right now. Lucky to get a result, but strictly based off form, I'm giving this 4-1.
You have my United winning.
I do.
You have Liverpool winning, and I have them tied with a big result, which is that's crazy. I'm curious to see where we're at on Monday.
It's gonna be a 0-0.
It could be like a dead or like a postponed.
Postponed like last time.
Oh man, we'll see. But that's this weekend is lining up for an amazing
Specifically Sunday.
footy packed weekend. So
Specifically Sunday, bro.
yeah, and then our pick of the week is West Ham versus Spurs,
Which is also on Sunday.
which is also on Sunday. So definitely keep an eye out for that. What do you have winning that game?
I brought in Kane for my fantasy team, so I'm gonna go Spurs 1-0.
Spurs,
I give it to West Ham.
West Ham. I'm gonna give it to West Ham just because they are home and it's against Spurs. So
Have you ever predicted a Spurs win?
no, I don't think so.
we always hope for the best.
I have a rule.
Okay.
What I think of Spurs? Shit,
What do you think of shit?
Spurs. Okay.
Fairs.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, we probably have no Spurs listeners. I'm sorry. If you are a Spurs supporter, please, I'm sorry. We just don't have as many of you to come protect, speak for your club or your organization. So if you do support Spurs, Tottenham, just come over here and let us know.
Dyer doesn't come because we piss him off every other day.
Yeah, and look, we can be jerks, but we'll be very welcoming to you. We'll be very nice to hospitality, or
Yes.
even if you want to join via Zoom or whatever. So please come if you are a Spurs fan. But yeah, that's gonna be our pick of the week. Now the big European matchups, like Marco said, they're all on Sunday. So I don't know how you're gonna do it. Have your iPad out, have your laptop
Multiple
out,
screens.
have your TV open, have your phone open,
Or go to your local bar.
or go to your local bar. As long as they have enough TVs for all the games and all the networks, I don't see why not. Maybe we should do that actually. So the first one we have here is Marseille versus PSG. This is gonna be a big matchup in Ligue 1. Who's in first place right now? Do you guys know?
PSG.
PSG and Marseille in second places, or are they?
I don't know about Marseille, but I know I'm pretty sure
I'll
PSG's
check
in
it
first.
out.
So while Marco figures that out, do you think? Well, I don't know if Neymar's back this game, but
I think he may not be back.
PSG is first, Marseille's third. There's a 10-point difference.
10-point difference. So I mean, it's just more for vibes and actual like.
Yeah, yeah.
And also
placement.
that game is
Isn't like a type people like Clásico?
exactly, but
Yes.
that's an intense sense. Like Marseille fans hate PSG fans with a passion, bro.
And keep in mind, Marseille have probably one of the dirtiest like players in the game right now, in my opinion.
Which one?
Guendouzi.
Which one?
Yeah, Guendouzi and Payet, who just kicks people and shit too. So this is gonna be a fun game to watch. If you're in for a fight, maybe this is the one to watch. The other game we have here is what do you guys have winning? First of all,
PSG.
PSG.
Inter versus Juve. Juve are in 7th place at the current table in Serie A. Inter are
Inter is in third place with 70
in
points.
3rd place. I honestly haven't watched too much of the Serie A. I haven't followed up too much on Juventus or Inter ever since Conte and Lukaku. Well, no, he left. Ever since Conte and Lukaku left and Ronaldo left Juventus, so I've been kind of out of Serie A. But this is a good game to watch anyway. Should definitely catch it.
All I know is it's Napoli year, and if they make it, it's about time because they've been fighting for this for like.
And it's because of Higuain.
So
Higuain almost got it. So shut up.
Marco brought up the next game. Before we get into that one, Inter Juve, who's winning this game?
1-1.
1-1.
Inter's
Inter. I'm gonna give it a draw as well with Nick on that one. Roma versus Marco said himself, Napoli.
Napoli are first as well.
Napoli on first. Roma just lost 6-0. And Mourinho looks like he wants to go to Newcastle
Get that money.
and get
Yeah,
that
for
money.
real.
I'm gonna give it to Napoli.
Napoli as well, 2-0.
Yeah, has to be Napoli.
Napoli.
Even though Roma is in 4th place.
And now the biggest matchup. Well,
Is it the biggest now?
that's what I was gonna ask you
Debatable.
guys. Real Madrid. I'm sorry, Barcelona hosting Real Madrid in El Clásico. One of the most historical
Well-known rivalries.
and known to the football league sporting world. Doesn't feel like it anymore.
I
I
feel like
lost that
less
feeling.
comments have been. I haven't seen that many posts, and we were talking about this before we started recording. Is one, they moved to ESPN, and two, when you would used to see on Gold TV back in the day, and then Bean, you would always see the packages. Come to Spain to watch El Clásico, pay so and so, and come to see Messi and Ronaldo fight against for the title of the league. Whatever.
Whoa. Now they got. I come see Vinicius and Ansu Fati.
I mean, they don't even have a proper left wing. They put Dest the other day as a left wing. BK has been their striker for a little bit. So, I mean, do you want me to continue?
All I'm saying is that this is one of the biggest events in the sporting world, and now it just lost all of its. I can't find a word for it. That's literally the only way to describe it. It's with no Messi, no Ronaldo, that rivalry, that
No Ramos for like the
No
intensity.
Ramos.
That's a big like factor. No Ramos in El Clásico. What?
Yeah, man. It kind of just took away all the passion that was in there. I mean, not to say that Real Madrid and Barcelona fans aren't going apeshit for this game, but I'm sure they are. But us over here who aren't exposed to that on an everyday basis, it loses its value. And I wonder if that's affecting La Liga, which I'm sure it is. But since there isn't a rivalry like there was back then, we have to make one up now, right? I think. So, Marco, since you're probably the biggest Real Madrid fan in the group, who's better, Ansu Fati or Vinicius?
Vinicius, without a doubt.
Damn, I didn't even second guess that. Wow.
Well, that's the thing. No, you have to give Ansu Fati time, and that's the one thing that he hasn't had. He's been injured. Vinicius had that first year when Ronaldo left. He was the star, right? He came in, even though he was missing more than Salah would miss for Liverpool.
Mark always brings that up.
What was it that Spunk said?
That
He
was
scores
different now.
1 out of 10. Well, I mean, back then it was you had to give him 10 shots and scored 1 goal. Like that was Vinicius times 2. Now Vinicius towards the end of last season, this season he started to find his form. You see him score a lot more and assist and do a lot more shit. Ansu Fati hasn't had that chance. He saw very little time with Messi, and the time that he did, he was injured for half of that. And he's just starting to get back into the role of, I believe he plays the left wing. So give him time. I think the rivalry will be bigger in a couple years. Just give it time. Right
Okay.
now, you can't really put one head to head.
Here's also a good question: building a team, Fati or Vinicius, overall in the future. Like if you're building a team, you're looking at the left wing spot. You have an option of Fati or Vinicius.
Based on their form now, I'll still go for Vinicius.
What'd you go with?
I probably go Ansu Fati because he's younger and he does show more promise than Vinicius did at that time.
I'd go on Fati as well. Yeah.
Because I think he's 18 years old, 19 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
And
I think
Vinicius
he's
is what, 22 now?
I think he's 21. But yeah, there's like a 1-2 year difference.
And Ansu Fati does show, I feel like, more quality. I feel like Vinicius is more just like, raw talent, joga bonito. And Ansu Fati is a little bit of more.
He's more developed and complete.
Yes, more developed, exactly. At his age. But who's to say that, a couple years he won't be the same player.
As long as he has the proper coaching and the proper person
Exactly.
to guide him in the best direction possible, which is for him to show off all his skills, then yeah, I just don't think Coleman's the guy.
Oh, wait, but they can't get rid of him because they got to pay him a boatload of cash. But that only leaves the last and final question. Who's winning this game?
2-2.
2-2.
I want to make it a big number, and I'm hoping that it is, and I have a feeling it will be. But just to be
give us
conservative,
what you think it is. No, don't be conservative.
It's gonna be a 3-1. Real Madrid's gonna win.
That's conservative.
Yeah.
Damn. So I wonder what the actual.
It was like 10-1. The real one.
Say 5-2, but it's 3-1. 3-1. Real Madrid walks away with the win, and the only reason why it's a 1, possible 2, is because defensively we're always gonna struggle.
Who's scoring for Madrid?
Oh, Benzema for sure.
It has to be Benz, bro. Benz is on fire.
And then Vinicius I wouldn't be surprised if Vinicius or Rodrigo.
So that is this weekend's matchups. Yeah, so much for you to watch. Let us know which games you're watching and what games you want to talk about during our next episode, because I'm sure out of all these games, there's one that you're going to be more heavily focused on than the other. Obviously, I'm probably going to be watching the Liverpool United game more focused than any other game, just because of you and Diego and Gat and Edgar and the Smug. I just want to see who's gonna be the saltier one out of the group that day.
We shall see.
Shit, I don't know.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
I feel like it's gonna be like Diego. Diego's gonna disappear out of that group chat, or if he comes in just to take job because he has nothing else to like. He can't defend his team, so he's gonna find a way to fuck with your team. Sorry, Diego. I love you.
Arsenal sucks, so you can always just bash on us, and then we'll just make you feel better. But that being said, that's all we got. Any final thoughts on the bench?
No, sir.
We are the Benchwarmers, the bench with the voice. Where the bench is always warm. Peace, everybody.